Is Ohtani the next Babe Ruth? Is he another flash in the pan? Today, Brooklyn Verse is going after Ohtani's potential.
Go Bridgeside!
This is Brooklyn Verse Ohtani's potential. You guys know the crew. We got DB, Winnie Win, and we got the analyst all the way on the end. I'm Dr. Philly Kaggs. So let's get started. Donnie, you got Ohtani in fantasy. You saw everything he was doing. What do you think about this first week that he had?
I mean, it's unbelievably cool what he's been able to do so far.
So cool.
I actually watched the man that I beat last week.
So cool.
Very cool. I watched the game yesterday. Not that the first game wasn't a decent start for his career in the major leagues, but yesterday it was especially cool. I watched the game. It was unbelievable. In the fifth inning, he had five
adjectives. Come on, he's unbelievable. Greg,
he said unbelievable.
Amazing.
He's unbelievable.
He's best top people.
That's all you got. He's unbelievable.
Well, you interrupted me. Point blank.
I'm still very sore about my loss.
It's like an open wound. We're picking at a
Yeah.
scab for win right now.
So in the fifth inning, he had 5 pitches in a row where he threw 99, 99, 99.
Wow,
it was
I did not know
unbelievable. He threw 98, a lot that actually had movement on it. Well, even aside from the game yesterday, he's been pretty good at the plate. He's been hitting 8. Well, he's been hitting 8, and he only played. He only had
homers.
Yeah, and he hit in 4 games. I'm saying though, I need to see a bigger sample size for that
opposite
though.
field too.
He's not going to see a big.
No, it said dead center was one.
That's true.
Yeah.
I unfortunately, like Donnie, was watching the game yesterday because our fantasy battle
Okay.
was in the balance. And, you know, I got to say, I was very impressed with his stuff.
Okay.
I didn't really see, I mean, I know there's always talk about, you know, Japanese pitchers, they come over, they once every 6 days, a little bit different. You don't know how they're going to react.
They are on a 6-man rotation, right? The Angels?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, I thought they were. Okay.
But with that being said, he looked dominant. 99 on the black. His split was like a Bugs Bunny. It was
unbelievable,
crazy.
yeah.
But I did not think he would be as dominant as he was. This early on, especially after getting lit up in spring training. In terms of his hitting, I mean, he's got a very nice swing, very fluid. But again, I don't know if I can fathom somebody being like a fantastic pitcher and unbelievable hitter. Like, it doesn't even make sense to me, you know? What do you think? I don't know.
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. What
do you mean?
I'm going to tell you.
All right, go into that a little bit.
Hey, you want to elaborate there,
You know,
analyst?
when Dice K came and when, you know, even Tanaka came. Dice K and Tanaka came. When they came in, it was like, you know, same hype. Maybe not as big as this hype because I feel like this kid's a lot younger.
Because he's hitting. Too.
Right, he's 23 years old.
He's 23. You know, actually, Dice K came pretty young. I think 26. Tanaka too.
He
26.
fell apart, huh?
But they all. This is what I say. Japanese pitchers all eventually fall apart. The only ones that really sustained was Hideo Nomo way back in the day. But he sustained because
He wasn't even that sustained, though.
Yeah,
what did he have?
But he,
4 years?
but he had.
5
He also wasn't a power
He had a
pitcher.
decent
Yeah.
career. He had a decent.
He had
good
He wasn't a power
pitches,
pitcher.
yeah.
That's correct. He wasn't a power
But he
pitcher.
fell off a little.
He fell off, right? And Darvish, but also we don't know yet.
Darvish, we
don't know yet.
Yeah, that's...
Nah,
He gets
Darvish
injured.
is
Darvish
awesome.
is a good pitcher.
But he's a good
Darvish
pitcher.
is
You might
very
not say
good.
he's great, but he's a good pitcher.
I wish the Yankees signed Darvish. I know he had a bad playoffs.
That was
but
one of the worst playoffs I've ever seen,
I know.
man.
There were things that he might have been tipping his pitches because he got hit so hard. When Darvish is on, he's a very good pitcher.
know, and he
And
got-
Tanaka's been really good, too.
Tanaka
Well,
has-
but Tanaka hasn't had a really good full year since his first or second year.
What do you mean?
And this is my point.
He's still 15, 16 wins. I mean...
No, but that doesn't matter. I don't care
how
about
doesn't that
wins.
matter?
His ERA was terrible last year.
But
He
what-
got shelled for
Tanaka's so
3
inconsistent,
quarters
man.
of the year last year.
What was his ERA?
4?
4?
Over 4. Well over 4.
Well over 4?
I'm
Maybe
pretty sure
4,
it was.
5?
4.3, 4.35.
Okay, but with that being said, he's still relatively productive, right?
Right.
You will
But-
take that.
but what I'm
Is he
saying
worth
is-
130 million?
That's what I'm
Maybe,
saying.
maybe
The
not.
hype of these guys coming in isn't what it becomes as their career. And that's
Tanaka's also hurt, too.
right. And that's the other trend. They always
I
get
got
hurt.
it.
Darvish got hurt.
pitch. It's because of their
Dice K got hurt.
It's because that pitching how they pitch? Wynn mentioned it once on 6 days.
Right. The Japanese
is that
style
change
is
that
different.
because that's the style they play.
Yeah.
They pitch.
I mean-
I believe they pitch 1 day a week.
I'll ask you.
They're a Monday pitcher.
By the way, Waka
Does that change? Does that
I think
change
it affects
really
it.
allow them to break down sooner? A lot of those guys you heard, Darvish had Tommy John surgery. Tanaka had
Should
the
have it.
Tommy
He
Let's not
has
even
had
get
the
into
surgery.
guys like
I know. I'm just saying.
Hideki Irabu
he
and
was-
Kagawa.
well,
Let's not even get into those
They
guys.
stunk.
Exactly.
Wow.
And they had a little hype to them.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
let me ask you, in terms of guys with, with their on the cloud, the UCL, pitching once every 6 days as approach, is that a really strenuous thing?
In the long term, yes,
mean-
I think. In the long term.
Excuse me, are you a doctor?
Yes.
Is that your nickname?
No, but
yes, he said yes.
He is a doctor.
technically. Doctor of sports.
I think at this
No,
point,
you're not that either,
I'm a
actually.
PhD in sports.
and analyzing.
Stats.
All right, I'm not even going to delve into that right now.
At this point in their career, I wouldn't think so for just health-wise, but also when it comes, those pitchers become creatures of habits. We'll go off of the science a little bit.
100%.
They become so creatures of habits. I think that's the bigger thing. Look at this week with Kershaw. He could have got extra rest because of the rainouts, and they wanted to keep him on his set schedule.
Absolutely.
That's a huge switch. How long are these guys, for X amount of years, they've been pitching once every 6 days or once every 7 days, and now, boom. Okay, here's a couple seasons of pitching once every 5.
Well, when did Ohtani start pitching professionally over there? 19?
I'm not 100% sure.
It might have been 19.
Yeah.
So say it's 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, right. But then there is another factor, though, that I want to get into, aside from health-wise, is that, like Chris said, the money is a huge effect, the hype when these guys come over.
And
He's
Ohtani.
actually going to have to earn his first contract.
Yes, because he came early.
Yeah.
If he waited 2 years, he would have got a big contract.
He would have got a huge contract.
That's the way it comes.
Good
to
$3 million, yeah.
Now, let me put it. Do you think he should be sitting the days he doesn't pitch? I know he sits the day before and the day after. Like, why isn't he in the lineup every game?
He helps, sure, certainly, yeah.
Why is he hitting for himself?
I don't think he should hit.
Well, if he hit for well, you don't want him to hit for himself because if he comes out of the game, then the relief pitchers have to hit for themselves.
You're right.
Oh, okay.
You're right. That's a good point. But I'm saying, like, in theory, he could get his 3 at bats. If he gets shelled, then you got nothing.
You got a problem
Right.
if he gets.
I agree.
I think he should pitch the day after, the day before. All right, everyone rests now. Everyone needs a rest. So Ohtani resting the day before pitching. Well, they all do it now. They all do it
He's
now.
23.
He is young,
But I agree. But the day before pitching, I'm okay with. The day after, I think he can get out.
Listen, the day after, he should be getting out there as a DH. Yeah.
He is not playing the field. He's taking his swings and he's sitting back down. Is that really strenuous? Come on,
didn't
let's
say
be
it was
honest.
Not at all.
He should be. If he's
let me
that
ask
good of a
you-
hit, he should be playing.
Okay, let me
every
ask
game.
you.
It's not at all.
I'll go
It's
to
not
Chris.
at all.
I'll go to
not.
Chris.
Come on.
How long do you think he continues being a dual threat?
I mean, he's gonna.
Do you think
if he keeps hitting? He's
do you think eventually they'll shut down his hitting and just have him focus on pitching?
Honestly,
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna tell you.
You don't think so?
I don't know because there hasn't been a player like this since Babe Ruth. So
and Babe Ruth, they shut down his pitching.
No, but here's the thing, though. They will not
How
go
they manage this is gonna be.
They will not go the
Interesting,
other
yeah.
way on this. He's either going to be a pitcher
Or both. He's not going to
or
be.
both.
And if you're gonna
he's
leave
not
him-
going to just be a hitter.
he's not Babe Ruth.
Because he looks like he may be an elite. No, but I'm not even saying
Babe
that,
Ruth
though.
was an elite
pitching
pitcher.
pitching is a bigger premium now, though. And if he's
Yes.
going to be an elite
Babe
pitcher,
Ruth was an elite
I gotta
pitcher.
say, nobody brought this up.
I understand
Oh,
that,
okay.
but I'm saying they opted to have him in the lineup every day
Also-
in the American League.
I'm going to end on this for my second. Nobody brought this up. If his arm gets hurt and he needs surgery, or something, you still have him as a hitter.
Yeah.
He can come back in 4 or 5 months after Tommy John, 6
That's
months,
true.
and start just
That's what makes
playing
him
and
valuable.
DHing every game. So, like,
good
he
point.
gets value left and right here. You know, how long did the Angels have him for, by the way?
It's not a big contract because,
I
like I
believe 2 years,
said,
I thought.
because
It is,
in
yeah.
then he can go
Right,
back into
gotcha.
the
So it's like
pool
kind of like
and
an
demand-
arbitration type thing.
He could go back into the pool and demand the amount of money that a
Which-
Tanaka or a
Which,
Dice
if he's
got.
as good as he is, the Yankees will be paying.
Right.
Because then they don't have to
But
give
he
him
doesn't
any-
want to go to the East Coast. He made that
No doubt.
clear.
If he is,
If you build it, he will
if
come.
he is then what he is now,
Joe Jackson.
the Angels will, because they have him now. They have the rights for it, and
Yeah.
I believe it's this year, next year. If he's really that good, then they're not going to let him hit the free market. They're gonna wrap him up.
Yeah, that's
because then they'll
fine.
have him and Trout long term both.
Well, they're going to have to wrap both of them up.
yeah,
It's
they
gonna be
have Trout for
expensive.
another
Trout's-
4 already. Don't
It's
they?
another 4. I thought it
Well,
was
they
like- I
gave him
thought it was 2
a
or 3.
6-year
I know, I
contract at
remember.
one point. Yeah.
And when he's
thing-
27, he gets a new contract.
The thing with Ohtani
That's his
is that,
point.
you know, obviously I think you're going to see that it's going to end up being, in my opinion, he's going to be the pitching. The pitching is better for him. I think
I
he's a
agree.
better pitcher than he
I
is
think
hitter.
eventually he's
I know
going
he
to
hit
pitcher
3
because
homers.
everyone's crazy. Everyone's crazy. They don't want to hurt everyone.
Yeah.
I think he's eventually just going to be a pitcher.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
exactly.
agreed.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be
Too
too
soon.
hard to
I don't
manage.
agree with it, but-
I think it's going to be too hard to manage both. If you could do it, he could do it. That's great, but you're going to risk injuring him, especially if he's a lights-out pitcher. Now, I really think he could be a lights-out pitcher, especially year one, like I said about the Japanese pitchers. They're not used to him yet. They have to acclimate to him.
It's too
You know what I'm
soon.
saying?
Yeah, it's too soon.
But here's a little fun fact I want to
99
tell
in
you.
the black is 99 in the black, though.
Here's the interesting thing, though. This is why the hype is too much always with these Japanese pitchers. Yeah, their first couple of years they might be really good, but this is why they fall off. Because this game in MLB, this is why it's the best league in the world, is because it's too hard to sustain there. Look, Miles, you know the guy Miles Mikolas or whatever, Mikolas, whatever his name is, also from the same league. Yeah. If you look at his career, short career there, compared to Ohtani's, his is actually better. And nobody brought the hype of him coming back because he was a player who was already supposed to be here. You know what I mean? So you have to take these little things for, you know, we're just overhyping these guys too much sometimes. But Ohtani is very good. He has the stuff. But will it last? I really don't think it will. I think we're going to see the same pattern with these Japanese pitchers. It always happens.
They always
always
off a little.
fall off.
The batters get used to them. But here's what I'll say. I know when you look, you're like, oh, he should be hitting. The first time he's rounding the bases, he twists his ankle. The call's going to be to get him off the bases. He needs to pitch, he needs to pitch, he needs to pitch.
They're going to baby him.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm not saying it's right, but you're telling me that's not going to happen?
It probably will,
That's all I'm
but
saying.
I don't know how good of a hitter this guy is. Nobody does.
I do. I looked at his Japanese stats. They're not as good as his pitching. Not even close.
Okay, but with that
got a
being
PhD,
said,
man.
if
I
you
looked at
would
the-
you
Yeah,
sign
sure.
if you
I looked at the
say,
stats.
if they
We
said
went to UPenn.
Ohtani's going to hit 25 homers and knock in 80, do you let him continue to hit?
But 25 homers, knocking 80 in what, 120 games? Because he's not going to play
crazy,
160.
Well, okay. Well,
He's
if
not
you-
going to play
that would be-
120.
Probably
I'm just
not.
saying, if would you sign up for 25 and 80, no matter how he gets to it?
If he does that while pitching, then I'll take
course,
that.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So would you sign up for 15 and 60?
I mean,
I still would. With
Half
pitching.
time.
If you're 8-hitter, remember.
Yeah, with
I know.
pitching.
But
Yeah.
I would still rest him day
Yeah.
before and day after. I agree with what they're doing. Some of you might not. I know.
I think
You don't like the day
and
after.
I'll end it on that.
All right, so last note, potential. I got Chris's. What do you think? A couple of years down the road, what's Ohtani's potential?
I think it's
What are we
it's
saying?
pretty high. I mean, everybody was in on him. I haven't seen enough of him yet, but the stuff I did see him throwing yesterday, his stuff looked filthy.
So still a top pitcher.
I think he's going to be a career starting pitcher, an elite starting pitcher. I don't think they're going to let him hit after a couple of years, unfortunately. But
I agree with that, and I do agree with Chris. I think you got to prove us wrong first. He might be a good pitcher, but I don't think he's going to sustain the elite level.
Right.
But
Agreed.
that's it for Brooklyn versus today. We just debated Ohtani's potential. So check us out next time as we check out the New York NFL Draft.
Peace.